They refer to constitutional republicanism, the founding function of this country, as white supremacy, and they call what they're doing democracy. They are communists who oppose liberty. We can play the same game. But it is the reality. The idea that you would remove the front runner from the ballot in order to seize power, that's not democracy. That's fascistic, that's authoritarian. And then you have, unfortunately, on this side, not a single AG bringing criminal charges against the Biden family for all the crimes they've now publicly been exposed to be involved in. Or I should say, with all the reporting we have right now, I would argue there is a preponderance of evidence. Let me clarify and correct my previous statement. A preponderance of evidence for a grand jury indictment on numerous counts, especially pertaining to Burisma and getting the prosecutor fired. And the statements from Devin Archer, from Hunter Biden himself, and from Tony Bobulinski implicating Joe Biden. They contacted the White House, said, we need help. Biden flies out, says, fire the prosecutor. The prosecutor is investigating this company. It's all right there in front of you. Not a single Republican is doing anything about it. Yet, in the meantime, Democrats are filing everything they can. And, you know, when you look at the Fani Willis stuff in Georgia, you really see how evil these people are. Abject evil. You know, unfortunately, I fear that, you know, I don't want to say they're going to win because I don't want to be black-pilled, but I can tell you this, good men are certainly doing nothing.
Yeah, it's super frustrating. You know, with so many people being obsessed with Russia, you would think that they would have learned some lessons from the Cold War. To me, the big lesson was mutually assured destruction works. Mm-hmm. When you have two enemies going at each other and both of them believe if they act first, they're both going to get destroyed, that has something of a sobering effect on their actions. And the only thing that the left understands anymore in this country is power. So if the right's just going to sit back and say, well, that's not who we are, we don't want to fight like that, they're going to lose because the side that wants to win is going to win over the side that just wants to be left alone. And the right just needs to accept we've got to fight fire with fire.
I still can't believe that we now have, it's to the point where Dr. Phil has come out in an interview with CBP, in a statement on Joe Rogan and on The View, that CBP is assisting in the facilitation of child sex trafficking. And there are people who are still working at CBP. Like, if, you know, I had someone tell me that they were, you know, grabbing some food nearby and there's some CBP agents because there's a Customs and Border Protection facility just down the road. And they're like, oh, yeah, we know timpool. We watch a show. And I'm like, wow, I can't imagine they'd like me. I feel like at this point, there is literally no justification to hold that job. None. You come to me and say, but I need to feed my family. I'll say, you are part of an organization that is engaged in child sex trafficking. I hope you go to prison. I have zero sympathy. There's a lot of jobs where I'm like, I get it. You can't quit right away. Disney's super woke, but you got to feed your family. So you're working there and you're trying your best. I can respect that. But at this point, I bring this up only because where is any criminal charge against Joe Biden? None at the state level. And they make the argument, okay, you can't go up against sitting Mayorkas, Kamala Harris. I mean, come on, literally anyone. Jim Biden. Hunter's got a couple at the federal level, not a single state level. Florida hasn't gone after him. Remarkable.
Not even state level. Not a single DA in the entire country on the right has brought a single charge against any of them. Not one. You would think after the Fani Willis nonsense in Georgia, you would have had at least one conservative DA in a red county somewhere who thought, you know what, I'm going to make a name for myself. We're going to put the shoe on the other foot, see how they like it. Not one.
Not one.